Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Vinyl Talk with Tavis. And I'm Tavis. It's a brisk 45 degrees here in Kansas City, Missouri as I'm driving to work this morning. You know, one thing about the fall weather when it gets cold, you want to really stay in the bed more than ever, at least for me. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, vinyl community, dearest friends, I love to sleep. I've always been a sleeper. You have to enjoy the comfort of your bed and the mattress or a quilt. I have some wonderful quilts that my grandmother gave me before she passed away, or some quilts that were given to me from family members that were made by my grandma, and they didn't have room for them, or they wanted to give them to me because they knew that I loved my grandma's quilts. Anyway, I love the fall. This is probably my favorite time of year when it comes to weather. I hate being hot. I like cold weather. Not extremely cold. Like between 40 and 60 degrees. Perfect weather for me. I absolutely love it. What state has that kind of weather all year? I need to move there immediately. When I lived in Oklahoma, the weather is everywhere. You wake up and it's snowing, and then by 5 o'clock, the sun is shining and it's time to put on shorts. That's Oklahoma weather for you. But here in Kansas City, where I live, it seems to me that it rains a lot in Kansas City. It really does. But it hasn't been raining in the past few weeks. So I guess it's just because I moved here, it was raining at that time. Okay, you all. Okay, my life. I wake up in the morning. I get ready for work. I go outside to get to my truck or my SUV. And there's cats all around. Where I live, and it may be in your area too, there are people who get rid of their cats. They put their cats out in our complex area, and so we have cats wandering around looking for their owners. And they can't find their owners, so they're looking to you to give them food. And being the very, very sympathetic guy that I am, I want to feed all the cats. There's a great cat where I live now. And I think he was put off by his owner. He is a great cat. It could be a she, I'm not sure. I forget the name I call him every morning when I see him. I think it's Sugar Bell. Yeah, I call him Sugar Bell. He is so cute. I love him so much. But you know what? This is probably the most tame cat I've seen. And I don't know why he was gotten rid of. It really hurts my heart. And as it's getting colder, I'm going to feel more sorry for him. Because the winters, I mean, they can be treacherous. So I may have to bring him in my house. I may have to keep him. He's that tame. He's so tame that I think he would come in my house. When he sees me in the morning, I come out of my door. He runs up to me. Meow, 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 meow. It just melts my heart. It melts my heart. I don't know if he's hungry. He's probably hungry. And I feed him. He looks well fed. But I think he likes attention because he just loves for me to pet him. You know how cats are. Let me tell you a story. When about maybe 10 years ago, I owned a cat, a big fluffy white cat. And I came home from work and I started cooking. And the cat greeted me, of course, you know, but I was very sleepy that day, and I let the food cook on my stove a little bit. And when I saw that the food was simmering, I went to take a little short nap. And then all of a sudden, this cat was on my chest, jumping up and down. And I was asleep. And I woke up and the cat was on my chest. Meow, 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 meow. And I said, what the world's wrong with this cat? What the hell's going on? I looked around, there was smoke everywhere. I got up, went to the kitchen, and saw that my pot had boiled out. All the water had boiled out, and I slept longer than I thought I would. The pot was on fire, the stove was kind of on fire, and there was smoke everywhere. And people were knocking on my door because they saw smoke billowing out of my window or someplace, the door. And I had a fire extinguisher, and I put the fire out, and the cat ran under my bed because he saw that I was taking care of business. I never will forget that cat. He passed away. And I said to myself, I'd never get another animal because it's very hard. For me, it's very hard to have an animal and then that animal passes away. It's very hard. But then I see this cat and I'm like, man, this cat is just begging for an owner. So, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I may see if this, I'm sorry that my camera's shaking, everybody. I may see if this cat wouldn't mind if I would be his owner. Let's see what happens. As it relates to vinyl, everybody, I have really been so enthralled with this particular CD in my car. Do you see that? Footloose has been playing in my car for 2 weeks. I absolutely love the Footloose soundtrack. I want that soundtrack on vinyl so bad I can taste it. In the next 2 weeks, I claim it. That album will be mine. There's a song on there, well, actually, every song on that album I love. But there's a song on there that I really didn't get into at the time that it came out. The song is called Somebody's Eyes. Somebody's eyes are watching. Somebody's eyes are seeing me loving you. Somebody's waiting, take him back again. Love is no disguise in somebody's eyes. Love is no disguise in somebody's eyes. Carla Bonoff, or is it Bonoff? I wasn't familiar with that tune as much as I should have been. That's a beautiful song. Carla Bonoff, who was a background singer and songwriter for Linda Ronstadt back in the day. They kind of have that same vocal texture. There's also videos of Linda Ronstadt singing with Carla Bonoff. That woman can really sing, y'all. That's a great song. And she also wrote the song. She's a songwriter, more so than ever. She also wrote the song for Linda Ronstadt and Aaron Neville called All My Life. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning last night listening to that song. I've got to get that song or that album by Linda Ronstadt. And she does those duets with Aaron Neville. I don't know much, but I know I love you. Y'all, I tell you, that music in the 80s was so good. That album of Linda Ronstadt is so magnificent. That album, All My Life, with Linda Ronstadt and Aaron Neville. Oh, I cry when I hear those duets. I tear up. They're sappy love songs, and I love them. And Linda Ronstadt, oh, that movie. Have you all seen that movie with Linda Ronstadt that features her life? I think it's called, what is it called? The Sound of My Life. Anyway, I've seen some bits and pieces of that documentary of Linda Ronstadt's life. I've got to watch that movie. I've got to go to the theater and watch it. Man, that woman can sing. Her and Aaron Neville, so wonderful. Okay, I want to thank Value Vinyl. Value Vinyl, I think you're awesome. And I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to showcase the wonderful VCLT that Value Vinyl sent me. It's gospel music. But he made this video and said, Tavis, if you want some of these records, let me know and I'll send them to you. He sent them. I told him what I wanted and he sent them to me. He is just fantastic. Value Vinyl, you are great. But I'm starting something new. Here is the word for this video. The word for this video today is gatefold. Some of you might think this is elementary, but hey, I'm an elementary music teacher. What do you expect from me? Let's talk about the word gatefold. Hit it. Gatefold. A gatefold is a fold-out that provides a means of including artwork, liner notes, and or song lyrics which would otherwise not have fit on a standard vinyl record cover. Gatefold. All right there, everybody. I'm back at my house here. Been a long day of work, so I'm just chilling, relaxing. I'm here to share with you now the VCLT that was given to me by Value Vinyl. But first, let's look at this. This is from Mrs. Value Vinyl. What's going on here? It says driving while making my video. Yep, I got this. I see what you're trying to do. Miss Value Vinyl does not like me driving doing my videos. So she sent me this little meme here. That's okay. You know, I have this long drive to work, and so what better way to waste time by doing a video? Well, not waste time, I'm sorry. I mean, what better way to spend my time than to make a video? So, okay. Thank you so much, Value Vinyl and the missus. I appreciate you so much. Let's look at what they got me. It's some VCLT. Man, where's my mind today? It's gospel VCLT. So we have, first up, we have Sandy Patty. This is her, I believe it's her, I have my notes here. It's her third release called Love Overflowing from 1981. And Sandy Patty has this big soprano voice. So I think she has since retired and she lives in Oklahoma City, if I'm not mistaken. That's where she lives now. But this was in 1981. And man, she was really beginning to do her thing at this time. Great music. I've had a chance to listen to this, and I love all the songs on here. It just takes me back to that time when gospel music was, in a sense, going through some changes, but not yet completely contemporary, you know. But this has like a soft rock feel with a little praise and worship going on. Good stuff here. Next we have, next we have my favorite gospel artist of all time, Andre Crouch. 2 records. Now this one came out in 1975 called Take Me Back. Take me back. Take me back, dear Lord, to the place where I first received you. Take me back, yeah, yeah, yeah. Take me back, dear Lord, where I first believed. Andre Crouch wrote that. Look at that classic photo. Let's just gaze at that for a moment. Andre Crouch is right there. Yes. Andre Crouch and the Disciples. Great music on the Light label. He was with them for a long time. Where am I here? There we go. Take Me Back. It's a little dusty, isn't it? Yep. Dusty album. I need to clean that. Great record. And then this album, you all, I really enjoyed, or I still do, but I really enjoyed it back in the day. I remember being in high school and we went on some band trips and I would listen to this cassette in my Walkman. Man, people thought I was kind of nerdy because I liked gospel music as a boy, but I loved it. And I was a church pianist, so I had to, learn all the latest music at the time. And this album has the song Soon and Very Soon. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Do, 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 do. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Na, na, na. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We are going to see the King. Andre Crouch, he passed away in 2015, I believe. It was a sad day for me, man. This is one of my favorite albums by Andre Crouch. Perfect Peace. This is Another Day, which is the title of the album. Quiet Times. I mean, this whole album is a classic. It's a gospel music classic, okay? Now, this man, his name is Bill Thetford. Thank you so much, Value Vinyl. Bill Thetford, he was a background vocalist and soloist with Andre Crouch in the early years. And this is his, I believe, his second album that he released called More Than Magic. I'd never heard of this until Value Vinyl sent it. And here it is. It's just great music. It has that contemporary sound, It's really shining through. Look at this. Look at that label there. That's really cool. So 70s. It is so 70s. Bill Thetford, a wonderful vocalist. He is still alive. In fact, there's some video of him at Pastor Andre Crouch's funeral. They did a big musical celebration for him, and Bill Thetford, he was part of the Andre Crouch and the Disciples group, and he came up with the other disciples from the days of old, and they sang at the memorial service. Really powerful. You should watch that video if you like gospel music. Next we have, I wasn't familiar with this guy. This is, I have 4 records of his from Value Vinyl. This is Teddy Huffam and the Gems. And I had to do some research. This album is incredible. This is called Cookin'. Ain't that a cool, that is really a cool, that's cool artwork. And this is just standing room only. It's a concert album, a live album. And this is probably one of their most famous. It's called Sold Out. Notice how it's spelled. S-O-U-L-E-D, Sold Out. This is a live album as well. Yeah. So I had to do some research on Mr. Teddy Huffman. Teddy Huffam. I want to say Teddy Huffman, but it's Teddy Huffam. Let's see what I have here. I couldn't find much on Wikipedia, so I found this on this website called Southern Gospel Tidbits. Teddy Huffman became very popular with the song Gone, written by Elridge Fox, a wonderful gospel songwriter, and Ken Harding, a wonderful gospel producer. He produced a lot of these records, and they're on Canaan Records. I don't think I showed you the vinyl, but Canaan Records was very popular in the day, a gospel label. Can you see that? Canaan Records, a very cool, nice label there, very nice. Let me read some things about Teddy Huffam, if you don't mind. Teddy Huffam and his group, the Gems, won a talent contest in 1973 at the Hooper Brothers and Connie's annual singing at Watermelon Park. They had their first album out by 1974 and released their first album with Canaan Records in 1977. These records are classics. So Steve from Value Vinyl, thank you so much for sharing this with me. I mean, I'm going to really listen to this. Now, this artist I'm not familiar with. This is Glenna Session. This album was released in 1978. And the interesting thing about this is that Barbra Streisand gives a shout out to Glenna on here. She says, "To Glenna, who is lovely, you are terrific as a singer and as a person. All my best to you, Barbra Streisand." Right there. So apparently Glenna was a background vocalist, or she worked a lot with secular artists and decided to do this gospel record. And this is the only music that I see from her. So that's really cool. And what I've heard, it sounds marvelous. So again, Value Vinyl, thank you so much for the VCLT. I appreciate all of you for watching. I'm hungry. I've got to eat. So as always, remember, with music, be inspired and stay inspired.